Rock Solid MUZKAST Experience. Eric, Dave, Patrick. Different Patrick, though. Patrick Shipley from Faithhead's joining us today, filling in. And we got Nick.
Hey.
Nick from Letters to Corinth.
What's up?
All the way from Florida.
All the way
Our
from
live
Florida.
studio audience. Now, how are we matching up against your podcast, Nick? I've got to ask because I'm a little,
You guys
insecure
are
like that.
no. You guys are much more advanced than Wheeler Body. Yeah, no,
You
much
hear
more
that?
advanced. Yep.
He's stroking my ego, Aaron.
Yeah.
You guys got the live cast. You're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've we started out. Well, we deleted the ones that we started out with. Those were just. It was like, don't even let those see the light of day.
Yeah, I did the same.
Instead of the vault, we threw them in the garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how Prince keeps a vault,
Yeah.
and he just threw it in the vault. No, we just threw them straight in the garbage because it was like, no, that's horrible. It did take us a little time to find our groove and what we were. We knew what we wanted to do.
We found our groove.
Well, sort of.
Hey, I'm still looking for it. So.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where we started out just wanting to talk about music, and I went, well, I kind of need music to talk about it, and that's why the first shows just really didn't, they weren't there, and then it just kind of evolved, and we met people, and it evolved some more, and
Some people actually emailed us and can we be on your show? We're like,
sure.
I guess you haven't listened.
Hey, less work for me.
Yeah.
What is the name of your podcast?
It is We Are the Body Radio podcast.
And what do you guys do?
I interview Christian musicians, such as Patrick Shipley. He's been on there. Adam has been on there. Michael Sweet will be on there next month.
Okay, Aaron, we got a problem now.
I know.
We got a problem now.
John Schlitt
I'm not good enough.
No, because every week I go, Patrick, I want Greg Voles from Petra.
I had
Michael
John Schlitt.
Sweet.
I had John Schlitt last month and Les Carlson in December, and then he came back on the protest episode that we did Tuesday. But
hey, Nick,
fun,
I think I'm suddenly going to have an opening here on the show. You want to just join forces with me?
Hey, we can talk about it.
Sweet?
Yeah. Hey, when you have Michael Sweet gone, just go, hey, these guys over here. Anyways, you're in a little band called Letters to Corinth.
Yes.
Now, who all is in the band? It's you and Brian. Anybody else, or is it just a duo right now?
Yep. So me and Brian, we're doing a lot of the writing. Justin Mason, he's also in Nevermind the Damage with Brian. And then my dad, Chris Picardi, he's the bass player. So my dad has always been involved in my music ministry. So Letters to Corinth kind of evolved from my solo project, which was 1227, which is like straight, more rap, I should say, than Letters to Corinth is. And I wanted to kind of keep that where I'm using the beats because I have a connection with this beat producer in Poland, and he's excellent. And he actually did the beat for Have Fun With That. But yeah, when I started recruiting, all my friends to come in and join this project, we just formed the name Letters to Corinth and kind of kept the same of 1227 because that derives from 1 Corinthians 12:27, so which was a letter to Corinth. So it kind of just derived off of that, and it stuck with it. And and then we released Have Fun With That, and we're extremely blessed for all the support.
Well, so you do now, like the first song I heard, For the King, it's a more mellow, slower song.
Yeah, kind of.
But I didn't. Yeah, I don't want to just label it like that, but it definitely starts out slow and then it kind of picks up midway and you start rapping. Are you more of a rapper or more of a singer, or where does the line fall?
I'm kind of in between. I've always been more of a singer than a rapper. But I found along the way that I'm able to do it, and I just stuck to it for like 2 years. Like I stopped singing and started writing raps, and so that's how I got into it more. I'm still learning it and I'm still practicing, different styles, but I've always had like more of a rock feel to me. I've always been more of a rock singer. Yeah.
Do you freestyle?
No.
Okay.
I do not.
I don't look down on anybody that doesn't freestyle, because I look at people that do and I just go, wow, I could never come up with any of that stuff.
Yeah, no. There has been like a little. At first, there was like a little competition in the Christian rap game, which I didn't see coming, and I was just like, whoa, dude, this is just too much. Like.
So who are the influences? I mean, growing up, if you're into rap and you're into rock, I'm gonna say your musical formidable years were the 90s, correct?
Yes.
All right, you look about that age. So I mean, are we talking Linkin Park? Are you into the Linkin Park and Beastie Boys, or what are you listening to?
That's funny, because the one of the covers we're working on right now is actually a Linkin Park cover. Yes, I grew up listening to Linkin Park, but more listened to Kid Rock. That was my rap, pretty much. That was like probably the only music I listened to throughout high school, was just straight Kid Rock. So that kind of is where the rock part comes into the rap. I've always liked that style because of him. I think he puts on amazing shows. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah, Devil Without a Cause was a great album.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
beginning to end, it really was.
Yeah. I'm just a fan of his music. When he started coming out with the more country stuff.
Yeah, that's where I tuned out. I started calling him Kid Country.
I started looking for the songs on there that I did like, and I would only listen to those. The last couple albums he put out, I think, are really good.
Yeah,
they're more rock, and he has some rap in there too. So yeah,
we went and saw him a few months ago, and it was fantastic.
Oh yeah. I've seen him about 5 times, man. I missed the last couple Florida shows he did, but I plan on seeing him again.
Yeah, it was a great show. And who was it? Grand Funk Railroad opened up.
Oh yeah, I wanted to go to that tour.
Yeah, it was a good show. He's coming around again too, in a couple of months, right, Aaron?
Yeah,
he's coming to Sacramento again. Which
we actually have a tribute band playing tonight down the road from here somewhere. But is it free? No.
Hey, so being a Kid Rock fan, you like him more with Joe C or without Joe C?
Oh man, I love Joe C.
Right?
Yeah.
And that was one of the cool things when we saw him was Joe C was his sidekick, that he had a kidney problem and he died from it. But Kid Rock paid tribute to him because Kid Rock did his part, and then on the screens was Joe C rapping his parts, and that was very cool. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he always does a tribute for him. I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, I heard an interview with Kid Rock and Howard Stern right after Joe C died, and Kid Rock was saying he was getting all kinds of hate from people because they were like, well, Joe C was so sick, and how could you take him out on the road and doing all these things? And he said that's what he wanted to do. Yeah. And he died doing what he wanted to do instead of in a hospital bed somewhere. And I gotta say, I want to go out the same way.
Yeah, no, he would show up to every single show when Kid Rock was just, playing in the streets of Detroit, and just as a small artist, and he knew every single lyric to his songs, and that's how they met and everything. But another cool fact from back then, if you didn't know, Uncle Kracker started because of Kid Rock. He was Kid Rock's DJ back then.
Yeah. So, I mean, the tentacle, I love watching Stephanie play.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could just watch her play for the entire show.
Yeah.
She's cool. So anyways, enough about Kid Rock. We didn't bring you on to talk about Kid Rock. I just went off on a tangent there. So how do you get your stuff going? Because you're down in Florida, and Brian is where?
Alabama. And when I met him, I think he was in Tennessee.
Okay, so you guys are all out over the South.
Yeah.
So how do you pull this together? I mean, does the process start with you just writing down some lyrics, or
So
what happens?
So this is how it all happened. I wrote For the King back in 2019, and I recorded it with my band 1227. We recorded it in an actual studio. You know, I had a band down here. My dad was the bass player, and my studio engineer was our drummer, but later became our bass player. He's just one of those guys that can pick up anything and learn it, play it in like 10 seconds, even if he never has. But so we wrote that song For the King back in 2019. It was supposed to be our first rap song, that without any beat or anything. We put it all together. As the years went on, the studio engineer, you know, he's big in ministry, and so he has a ton of ministries that he's doing. So we kind of just split apart a little bit. And last year I reached out to my friend Jimmy Webb, also formerly of Faithhead, and asked him if he would like to, you know, start a project with me and use this song and start working on the song. And at the same time, I was talking to Brian about it too. So they loved it. So we started working on For the King a year ago, and we just restructured the entire thing. Jimmy put a lot into it. He's not on the final one. We never got a final recording from him, but he helped put a lot of the vocal structure into what it is now. If you go back and listen to what we released under 1227, I think it's still on Spotify. It's a lot more rappier, you know. So this has a lot more vocal expression and different styles of rapping in it. But yeah, we just kind of threw it together the same way it was, just added more to it, and that's kind of how we do it. You know, we just send the files back and forth. I use a program called Soundtrap. It's becoming very popular. I kind of use that as what I record my vocals on, and then my dad will put his bass on there. I'll upload Brian's track and Justin's track to it, just kind of line things up and engineer it off of there. And then I send that to Brian, or he downloads it and he does the final mix and master.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'll recommend the Rodecaster Pro 2.
Okay.
For what you're doing. I got one in January, and the thing is so fantastic that I don't know how to use it. I'm still running off the Rodecaster Pro 1, when my neighbors got the board trying to figure it out. But no, it's actually a really great board for both podcasting and exactly what you're doing, you know,
Nice.
Recording and sending tracks back and forth. It really is a digital studio in about a 1 foot square. So
Nice. Yeah. I like those kind of things.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's the Rodecaster Pro 2. So when you're getting the music together, I'm assuming that it kind of starts with you. Is it more collaborative, or do you get like Brian kicks the track back and he's kind of tweaked a couple of things, and then you're like, no, that's not what I wrote initially, and that's not where I'm gonna. I mean, is there any friction like that, or how does it all come?
It's very, very collaborative. So far, we've all been on on the same page, basically, with what we're looking for. Like we're now starting to write new songs, like so For the King, you know, Have Fun With That was something I started a couple months before before we formed Letters to Corinth. But we're working on new music now. So we're trying something new. Brian came up with an awesome riff. He sent it to me. I started toying with some lyrics on it. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. I wanted it to be a rap song. This one's not. It just didn't work out. It's gonna be pretty heavy though. And so I'm like, all right, cool. I like this. You know, let's send this to Justin, see what he can come up with on the drums. So we send it to Justin. while Justin's working on the drums, I kind of have an idea. Yeah, we like it, or no, we don't. Then we get it re-recorded. And we're basically at a point now where we have a good music track. Now we're going to write the lyrics, record some scratch tracks, and then just get everything perfect the way we want it, line it up, mix and master, and release. It's a long process. We're giving ourselves, and I don't know what, I really don't, I'm being honest, I don't know what other bands do, but I'm allowing 1 year basically before I release a song or start thinking about releasing it, because I want it to be perfect. I mean, I listen to these songs every day, multiple times a day, on the way to work, on the way home, on lunch. I'm all the time working on these songs, and I'm gonna replace this with this instead of that. But yeah, it's a lot.
I think anybody that does anything like the podcasting or the music, I mean, you just kind of get to that point. Wouldn't you agree, Shipley?
Yeah.
What
you said.
Thanks for paying attention. Everybody pencils down.
I don't know anything about podcasting.
But as far as the band and the music go, though, I forget where I was going with all of this.
Well, just how you try to perfect it, and then after so long, you go, okay, we're just putting it out.
Yeah,
we'll just put it out. We're perfected on the stage.
And see, the way that I listen to this show is it's already happened, so I can't change it. So next time I'm gonna do something a little different. Where I always make myself kind of chuckle is I'm listening to the show as a listener, and I go, oh, I would totally say this here. And then I actually say it on the show, and I go, oh, see, it worked out great. I totally would have done that. But sometimes you strike yourself as like, wow, that's really good, right? I mean, you didn't realize how, when you were laying it down, how good it was. You're like, maybe I'll go back and fix it later, or do this, I'll listen to it. And then you're like, no, that's.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, when I did have fun with that, when I first wrote it, the version that I wanted to release did not have, the chorus was just have fun with that all over, just like 1, 2, and then, but when I started rewriting it and we started adding the guitar into it, I was like, yeah, now I'm getting more coming. I'm so glad I didn't release this, and we formed all the whining and complaining, all that chorus. But it's definitely important to give it some time.
Well, what are we going to do here, Aaron? For the king on the Rock Solid MUZKAST Experience from Letters to Corinth. Rock Solid MUZKAST Experience, Aaron, Dave, Patrick Shipley.
What's up?
There we go.
ADP. See, I can still do the ADP, Aaron.
Yes.
And we got Nick from Letters to Corinth, and also he's in another little band or solo project. What's the name of that one?
1227.
1227. I just didn't want to get it wrong, like an address or something,
So that one is more rap, and then the Letters to Corinth is rap rock. Am I correct? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we're probably gonna have a lot more rock in Letters to Corinth than 1227 will be more of the rap side.
Now, when you guys go out to do a show, are you planning on doing like a 1227 opener and close it with a Letters to Corinth or something like that? Or do you get to double bill like that?
On the one show that we were talking to the promoter about, that was going to be a thing. Yeah. So most likely, yeah.
Well, I hope I didn't give anything away.
Nothing in the books yet.
Okay.
The first part of this, you said you're a big Kid Rock fan, so you're going to come out with the fur coat.
Oh yeah,
and
the light up.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have your swag? Is what he's getting at.
Yeah.
Oh,
red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue. Because they're from the South, man.
Yeah, that's right.
They bleed red, white, and blue down there. We just bleed blue out here in California. Yeah, I was looking at P-Funk to see.
Well, we have an area that I would consider that would be like the South. I mean, where they hold
Placerville?
No. Well, where they held in Wheatland, where they held Kid Rock. I mean, clearly it's that segment area, and they have a few.
Well, there's a lot of
towns.
Farmers out there.
Yeah, that's right. But these are small towns. They definitely bleed red, white, and blue in those areas.
Yeah, it's a little more purple in those areas.
Yeah,
for sure. But anyhow, I digress. So, excuse me. We're gonna do have fun with that next, and that one's a little more rap. Or I mean, there was some guitar in it, but it was a little more rap. And it's got kind of almost a gangster rap type of feel. I felt like, is that what you were going for on it?
Yeah, I was. I wrote it when I was upset, so I mean, it kind of came out that way. But yeah, between the producer, what he put together with the beat, and what Brian did with the guitar, I think it deserved that energy.
Yeah, I think I'd have a hard time trying to put guitar to beats.
I don't know how he did it. I really don't.
Yeah, because the two genres are so different, but when you get them together, it's like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah, my producer actually, he wasn't too fond of it. The beat producer, he was like, the guitar's kind of drowning it out. I'm like, I think you're missing the point here. I'm like, so we worked on it a little bit with him, and he finally got to a point where he was like, okay, that sounds a lot better, man. He had to take a couple things out of the beat, and it really worked.
And you were like, this isn't even the song we had. Wait, this is Kid Rock's song.
Well, I think the lead singer for Aerosmith, it took a long time for his like management team to convince him that this Run DMC thing might work. It would be really, 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 really good.
Yeah, it worked out all right for him.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of cool talking about this this history of rock and rap, I think, with somebody that's actually into it. Now, I'm gonna, how old are you? Because I'm gonna date this thing.
30.
Okay. Oh, wow. You're 30. I thought you were a little older than that. All right. So I'm 51. And so, when I was listening to rap, and I was always a bigger rock guy than rap, but I did get into Houdini in the early days. And you remember Houdini? See, he doesn't even know who Houdini is.
I'll tell you, man, I was not a fan of rap growing up.
All right.
Yeah, it was all mainly 80s and rock. I wasn't even a fan of the current rock back in the early 2000s.
Who's the first rap artist then that you were like, oh my gosh?
Kid Rock.
What? Kid Rock. Okay, Kid Rock.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, after that, the first one that I was like, because he has rock in it. So like the first rapper that I was actually like, that I could listen to this dude was NF.
And
okay.
We saw NF.
Did you?
He's awesome. I love that song Grindin'.
Yeah,
that's like my favorite. Now, see, cruising around Sacramento back in 1989, rolling with in my 5.0, you know what I mean? We thought we were so cool bumping that Vanilla Ice.
Oh yeah.
That song made me famous in middle school.
Did
So
it
I could
really?
play the bass line.
Oh, ding ding
And
ding.
at all the basketball games, I'm out there.
Wow.
I got a story. Don't real quick.
Okay.
We went and saw Queen Nation July 4th last year, and some young kids I mentor, they're in their younger 20s, and the band was Queen Nation started warming up, and they were playing what's that song that it's based off?
Under Pressure.
Under Pressure.
Under Pressure. They start playing. They'll go, oh, we know that one. That's Ice Man. I'm like, no. And then I got on Spotify and played them under pressure, and they're like,
Yeah.
He stole that from them?
Yeah,
No, he
he
didn't.
did.
I saw the interview. He said, you hear it? It's that little ting. It's totally
Yeah, but
different.
it is, you know.
But
So-
I mean, we were also into listening to like I still maintain to this day one of the greatest rap albums of all time is Ice Cube's America's Most Wanted. And if you haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's amazing. But we were into the Too Short and Eazy-E and NWN. I mean,
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J. Yeah.
It got real hard with Mama Said Knock You Out. I mean, I was real.
Yeah.
And so
I was
you
a
like-
huge.
You must like Manifest and some of the stuff he does.
I did for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't anymore?
Nah, I kind of grew out of it. I don't know. Nothing against the guy. I like his earlier stuff a lot better than the later stuff that he's been doing.
Yeah, we saw him in a concert and he freestyled to Black and Black by DC or
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Back
Yeah,
from AC/DC.
yeah, the guitar, his guitar player started playing that riff and he kind of freestyled.
Which
Yeah,
is
that's-
cool.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
cool. It was
definitely
great.
very talented.
Yes.
He is one of the best out there.
And of course, I got to throw two more out there, and we'll call this done. But Biz Markie, love Biz, and one of my favorite hip hop guys, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Love Mix-a-Lot. All right. Well, apparently nobody else does.
We're just trying to keep our Christian witness together.
I know. It's just, P-Funk's been trying to just remain quiet. I'm sorry. I'm just going down memory lane here. All right. So, you guys are putting this together. How long before you're going to start doing some shows? Because I know you said you've been asked to do some shows. What's the plan?
Well, really, we want to make sure that we're all on board for it. Personally, financially, so we're not planning to do any this year, but maybe starting next year.
Okay, so starting next year. Word to the wise, there is no financial in it.
No,
Those days are long gone, man.
You could ask P-Funk.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah. No, more along the lines of making sure, because I have a family and Justin's got a family, and so making sure that everything's buckled down at home.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, there's things that we've been invited to go do, and it's like, oh, I'd really love to go do that, but I don't know. I kind of like having heat.
Yep.
So,
Well, I
all
don't
right.
So
like having heat.
bourgeoisie.
I like having
Yeah.
cold air.
yeah. See, I mean, look, I could get myself a tent. It's A-okay here in California to do that. But I don't know. I'm just kind of old school like that. I like having walls and a door.
Well, tents have doors.
Well, yeah, they've upgraded for sure. Maybe I should say a foundation.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Just don't build it
Or a
on sand.
mortgage.
Well, I'm okay without the mortgage. Running water is nice, though.
There you go.
Well, here in California, so if you don't have a job, they just pay for your mortgage.
Yeah.
Here in California.
Yeah.
So we got the single for the King. When's the next? When's your fans going to hear something next from Letters to Corinth?
Well, we're working on a couple. We're wrapping up the writing process on one of the songs, and that one is fully put together by us. Unlike the For the King was previously written by me in 2019, so this is our first written together song. That should be done within the next couple months. We may release that one before the EP, but we want to release an EP possibly this summer. And that'll
Cool.
have a couple
Fantastic.
covers on it, and then have fun with that Ford King. And few more.
Can I ask what you plan on doing for covers?
Yeah. We're doing Country Gentleman by Family Force 5.
Okay.
And
Yes.
yeah, that's a good one. That's fun. And it took a little bit of time to get down. But yeah, we're doing that one, and then we're doing a Linkin Park cover.
Not gonna say which one.
No,
All
I
right,
don't
that's cool.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. I get it. It's okay. But a Linkin Park cover, so that'll be
Yeah.
cool. All right.
Yeah, they have a few hits.
Hey, being a Linkin Park fan, do you think they should continue on without
No.
Chester? What if they distance themselves from the Linkin Park badge? All those guys minus Chester still get together, but they're not Linkin Park anymore. They're Linkin Park 2.0 or whatever they want to call themselves.
Maybe if they did something like, you know how a lot of bands like just shorten the name or something, Link Park or something.
The missing link.
I think it would be cool. I think it would be really cool if they did something like that. Yeah.
I think they're just such talented guys. I think it goes to waste not to do something.
Yeah.
And I get it. You don't call it Linkin Park because it's not, but I think it just goes to waste if you don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
That's
Did
the
you
way
hear
I feel about it.
they just released like their last single like a month ago?
No,
Yeah. I
really,
don't
I'll have to
remember
go check that out.
I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's really cool to hear him sing again.
Yeah, we were talking about, Queen and all that, and that's how I always felt when I would hear some unreleased Queen thing. It's you could tell it was like they were working on it and it didn't get finished or something like that, or it was finished posthumously. And I don't know, it's kind of surreal, like you said.
Yeah.
Because you start thinking about really what they're saying and what's going on at that time.
Mhm.
You're able to look back at it. It's really,
Yeah, dude, that one, that single really, like, you can kind of see where he was. But yeah.
I'm gonna have to go check
you
that
have
out.
to check it out.
Yeah. Yours, have fun with that.
Yes.
We're gonna do that one right here. Hey, thanks for coming on and spend some time with us, Nick.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks
Where,
for having me down here.
Where can people find you?
Everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. As far as social media, I'm not really good at it, so Facebook is the best place. I think we have an Instagram. But yeah, you can stream us anywhere. We're on YouTube. Yeah.
And where can they find the podcast?
They can find the podcast anywhere as well. It is called We Are the Body Radio Podcast. And that's also on Spotify and every podcast streaming service.
Yeah, go over and hit the follow, hit the like, hit the subscribe, whichever platform you're on, it all helps. And on Spotify, give that 5-star rating too, because we don't mention that enough, because that helps the algorithms kind of, push it along.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and same goes for us. You do the same for us, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anyways, I'm just playing. All right, Nick, thanks for coming on today. Letters to Corinth. And this is Have Fun With That on Rock Solid MUZKAST Experience.